level of offline gameplay. And you know what? iRefuse, if he wins this set, will certainly give us a glimpse into that at the European Regional Finals. Oh, but it looks like we've actually got a Cloud rather than Game & Watch on the part of Audi. Okay, I like this. We did see in the South American qualifiers, I believe it was Frito versus BR1AV, we saw Steve versus Game & Watch not go very well. It seemed like kind of a hard counter matchup in Steve's favor.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that could definitely be very telling, forward here. And yeah, it's going to be a battle of resource management here between these two characters. Obviously, iRefuse going to try to, garner as many, of the strong, elements that Steve can generate, or in this case, Zombie. And it's going to be a lot of limit charging from Adi. So,
yeah, having access to that limit blade beam just to get through to Steve, hit him from afar, could be extremely useful. Well, we're going to see the regular blade beam come out. And so far, Adi yet to even be touched. Just
taking a very slow approach here. Again, Steve is a character where if you overextend, you could potentially find yourself eating a lot of damage, especially considering that the diamond weapon is already out right now. So I think Adi recognizes that. He's like, all right, I'm just going to, take a step back, not overextend. But again, you have to be so careful against this character because even one hit could potentially be, either a lot of damage or potentially death in some scenarios.
Yeah, this character's got some very strong combo openers, most notably that up tilt. We saw quite a good bit of damage come out on iRefuse's end here, but he's still bleeding out, not looking so great here on this first stock, trying to buy himself some time behind the blocks, force an aerial approach and stuff it with up smash. I like that.
Yep, and getting to the end of that limit timer. Whoa, no, come on, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, Steve with that brawl glide, you dip low, you get a little bit more vertical at the end of it. But first stock gonna go the way of Adi, but not for long. Good Lord, already a stock down. I think it was at 83 before he got hit. Something not very high.
Yeah, the diamond weapons are a force to be reckoned with, especially that diamond back air. It's super, super strong.
Yep, just goes to show that Steve with the right resources is even stronger than he is normally, especially with the diamond, man. And the gold, too, getting better frame data for your trouble. Quite nice.
Yeah, definitely a pick your poison in regards to, what element you want to have, shoved down your head or whatever. And, again, kind of a different story here in the second stock so far, Max. Adi was definitely playing a little bit more of a patient reserved game, that first stock, but now it is iRefuse, now that they've gotten their bearings and, elements in order. Definitely look very, very comfortable right now.
Yeah, if you don't have the lead on Steve, sometimes you just got to rush him down. Just prevent him from mining and getting access to all these empowered mine cards, TNT, diamond weapons, of course. And I love the walls that he's been setting up. They've been really effective in forcing these kind of goofy, predictable approaches on the part of Adi. Oh, can't true punish, so he just goes for the mine cart. Such a great corner escape tool. Oh, wow. Did he try to maybe push him off with Cloud gliding with the block?
Yeah, that was definitely very cheeky right there, but still, it is going to be iRefuse in the driver's seat. The down smash on top of the TNT will result in a stock for iRefuse. So now up 2-1 here and looking to add on more, Max. My God.
Yeah, classic ledge trap setup right there. And already tacking on 50 after the respawn. Adi needs to make the action happen quickly here. But of course, the more you rush down Steve, the more liable you are to getting hit by stuff like the minecart. He definitely has some solid anti-approach tools. Oh, Nair out of shield, almost off the wall. Oh my God, what is going on?
This character is that was just such great awareness on the part of iRefuse. As you see Adi here trying to get the stock off, runs to the other side of the stage, but it does not matter as iRefuse able to escape harm's way and one solid hit away, from being able to win this first game here.
Yeah, some really clean evasive techniques from iRefuse, but still going to find his way right into Cloud's neutral air off stage. Still kind of an underrated move. It's a shell of its former self from Smash 4, but can still definitely get the job done in a lot of these situations, especially off stage.
All right, let's see what the response is going to be here. 105 on the docket. Almost a full thing of limit, but does not matter. Goes the way of the Looney Tunes, drops the anvil on him, and iRefuse is going to win that first game. So, a slower start than I'm sure they, we anticipated. Even not having the lead for a small portion there, but once iRefuse took that first stock, it was pretty much all, and the ball was very firmly in their court.
Yeah, refusing to die for sure. And the down air on top, man, one of the strongest moves in the game. That anvil ripped straight from a 1930s cartoon, it seems, with the way that hits you.
Yeah, cue the, I mean, anvils, giant hammers, it feels like a Merry Melodies cartoon in a lot of Smash matches sometimes. So definitely fits the vibe for sure.
Okay, going into the second game, it's going to be a run back straight to FD. Sticking with the Cloud. Has no intentions of picking Game & Watch, it seems. And I think that's a good call. Being so light against a character like Steve, who can erase your stock at 80%, even on Cloud, who's midweight. I mean, you definitely don't want to be on the receiving end of those hits.
No, sir. Absolutely not. And again, shades of the last game, iRefuse doing a great job just putting up, a single block or a row of blocks, just making it that much more difficult for, Adi to approach on them.
Yeah, up out of shield, gonna blow up those repeated up tilts. If you don't have a fast out of shield move, though, that pressure is so dangerous.
Yeah, you've seen that move be very, very good against characters, like you said, with lesser out of shield options. Does not matter, though. The limit cross slash will clean up that stock right there. So, Adi's seen that trick a couple times so far, finally picking the right option to punish it.
Yes, the untechable as well. Very smart to go for a stage spike there. Amazing sound track choice, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta say, it definitely has Big Benny Hill theme vibes for what we got going on here.
Oh, the up air clanking out the anvil. Very nice. Adi looking like a new man in this game.
Yeah, definitely, coming out, very solid this game, as doing a better job getting around the traps. And like you said, approaching a lot more on iRefuse, so that they're not able to get the super good resources out, at least keeping the pressure on to keep them honest.
Yep, throwing blade beams to make him think twice about mining here. But I just love how iRefuse has been so on point with the way he's building his walls.
Yeah, it's been very, very effective for them, and a great call out on the minecart right there. Ooh, and flushes him with the down air. So the game is definitely being won, on these ledge trap scenarios for Adi. He definitely let iRefuse get away with a couple of goofy ledge, recovery things in that first game, and that has not been the case so far in the second game.
What a turnaround, man. iRefuse was looking so good in game one, and now Adi is just on the verge of a 3-stock here. Think he finds it right there, and yes, wow. That'll do it. Wow, going to 1-1. That was just so insane. What a way to say, I'm running it right back to the same stage, but I'm completely adapting, changing my game plan up, and I'm going to walk away with the 3.
Do you fight zombies in Final Fantasy VII?
There are some undead enemies, but definitely no, like, generic zombie that just runs up on you. I guess Sephiroth clones are probably the closest thing, but...
That tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a tale of 2 games. For sure right there. And again, in these best of 5 scenarios, I say it all the time when I commentate, but the entire complexion of the set changes, depending on how you go into, that third game, whether it be tied or even. So that was a statement game, after, a war of attrition that first game, Adi came out the gates guns ablaze. And like I said, the difference being very much seen on the ledge, and how Adi was able to deal with, Steve getting off the ledge and recovering back to it.
Yeah, those underneath the stage recoveries are a little bit tricky the first couple times you see them, but much like Shadow Sneak, once you're used to it, once you're ready, it could be a lot more telegraphed, a lot more punishable, and we saw Adi take full advantage of that right from the get-go in that game.
So looks like both players kind of taking their time here. Ooh, we could see a counterpick from from iRefuse. Hopefully with some more, 8-bit Mario music. I think that's been very fitting so far for the first 2 games for these guys.
Okay, stage counterpick also certainly on the table. We saw it was Adi who was content running it back to Final Destination, but maybe iRefuse is going to change it up a little bit in that regard as well. I think Steve is probably pretty good with platforms, but having the long, flat ground works out for him really well. Either way, can't go back to FD due to the rule set, so we're going to see Lilac. Not sure if the terrain of the stage influences what Steve can mine here, but It wouldn't surprise me based on.
Yeah, I think it's. I think. Yeah. I think on stages like this, if I remember correctly, you're gonna see a lot more like iron and stuff like that come out from what Steve's able to mine. So you're gonna see a lot more of the steel weapons, and probably a lot. It's gonna be better for minecart and stuff like that, obviously too. So definitely something to keep in mind here. Definitely a lot of more Lilac than I was expecting to see today, but
yeah, Europe likes this stage, it seems.
Yeah, there must be something in the air or something. But so far, looking like shades of that first game so far with iRefuse. Setting up these walls to get his to get their resources out, and flushes him with the forward air. Good night, Moon. Says iRefuse.
Yeah, it's such a good way to close the stock out, especially against characters like Cloud who have very linear recoveries. There's no way Cloud was going to try to hold out after the minecart escape there and make it a little harder for the forward air. It's like, I got to hug the ledge here. My recovery goes straight up and nowhere else.
And I must say, the walls have been very impressive from iRefuse the first 2 games. On Lilac, it looks even more frustrating. There's already so little room to work with here because of how the platforms are laid out. So you see iRefuse just building, in between the platforms right there, making it even harder for Adi to get in without having to burn a resource.
Yeah, absolutely. This stage seems to work out for Steve on many levels. I thought maybe just the shorter lateral of the stage wouldn't be so great for him, and the platforms could be really good for Cloud's juggle game, but he has proved me wrong in every regard here.
Yeah, as you see a lot of that iron coming into play right here, going to see a bunch more of the minecart able to get behind the limit cross slash right there to avoid any further harm, as Adi is in the danger zone of going down 3 stocks to 1 right now.
A mine behind the stone blocks, yup. And no reason to change the game plan. If Cloud comes near you, you pop that minecart. It's such a powerful option, being both a hit and a grab, depending on if Steve's in the cart or not. And then just carry Cloud away and either capitalize on him off stage or just go back to mining.
Yeah, definitely one of the best moves in Steve's arsenal. That move is absolutely ridiculous.
Resources looking kind of barren. Gonna spend some more iron to send the cart out. That's the one thing you have to worry about when it comes to the cart, right? Is, do you have the materials needed to keep spamming it? And in iRefuse's case, the answer has always been yes.
Yeah, and especially at the point of the game he's at right now, the weaponry he has set up right now is that, the iron isn't even going to be a huge factor for him. He's only a couple of solid hits away from getting the win here, but missing the F smash right there, and
wow. A 3 stock to close it out. iRefuse 1 game away from qualification.
Wow. So trading 3 stocks right there. Wow, what again, a statement game after the statement game from iRefuse. That counterpick to Lilac worked out in spades. I agreed with you. I didn't think it was gonna, I think Cloud could have definitely, done really well on his stage too, but my God, that was an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, it really was. If I'm Adi, I'm thinking I just gotta pick the flattest, biggest stage that remains, maybe like Kalos. I did not think that Steve being able to build in between the platforms would be so problematic like that. Normally, I'd say he's probably looking for Battlefield, but after a game like that, I probably want to take platforms out of the equation.
Yeah, and not even just that. You saw it in the end game of that, because all iRefuse had left to build with was the iron blocks. That that wall became even more frustrating to have to get around because it takes multiple hits to get through that. So that just worked out in spades right there for iRefuse. So definitely, if you're one of the competitors that might have to play one of these guys later, you're definitely keep a note of that to ban that stage.
Yeah, 100%. Steve on Lilac. That's a demon right there.
There's definitely like those moments where like you're fighting against somebody and like you think you have all your bases covered, and then they hit you with something like that, and you're just like expletive.
Right.
It's like I knew I missed something.
And we see Adi still not wanting to go over to the game and watch. I think that's probably the right play, just because that matchup seems really hard. Wow, did he just build an L?
Yeah, this set was brought to you by the letter L for limit. There you go. See?
Yeah, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
He's trying to remind him to charge. Oh, fair, and he just doesn't quite get the cross slash. That's super unfortunate. Could have been a huge lead to kick things off with, but these walls, it's so difficult to get through. You got to pick a really telegraphed aerial approach to get over them, and Steve is just collecting resources behind them, allowing him to spam anvils, spam mine carts, get diamond weapons, and right now he's got the whole kit ready to go. A little bit of redstone for his trouble too.
Yeah, the whole squad is here and ready to give hands right now. And, you know, usually in most instances, again, it's fighting against Cloud. You never want to give him that much space to just charge limit for free. But again, when you're also a resource management character like Steve is, you'll take being able to get your weapons on deck and resources to a full bar of limit any day. So.
This is crazy, man. Cloud is a character who we typically see excel in the rushdown category. Got huge hitboxes, wonderful movement specs, pretty much everything you could ask for in terms of a character that wants to approach. And it's just not seeming to work out. It's just not enough to crack through iRefuse's walls.
Yeah, I agree. The defensive metrics that Steve gets to play with just seem to be enough to, you know, force Cloud to adjust his game plan a bit. Almost comboing him into the TNT. That is truly one of the worst feelings in the world because that that move is death-defyingly strong.
Yeah, and Steve just with these elaborate ledge traps, seeing iRefuse not even necessarily convert any of them into kills, but it just throws you off center when you fight against that. And so do the blocks. We saw Adi looking like he just didn't exactly know what to do on the right side of the stage about 20-30 seconds ago. And if you're thrown off kilter by Steve, bro, anything can happen. You have to know this matchup hands-on in an expert fashion in order to just not get mowed down.
Yeah, 100%. Despite all that, what we said, though, this is still a pretty close game. Only 17% separating both players right now. So the concept of the long game is at least, you know, working out for the time being for Adi, but the diamond dash attack is enough to break through right there. So now back in a scenario where Steve has the lead. Do we see shades of the first game where, you know, Adi has to start pushing the envelope, and it does so, able to get the forward air off, so we're back at even ground.
Wow, what a long stock that was, spanning almost 3 minutes for these guys. And I mean, that's not typical for Cloud. He's either one of those kill you or get killed characters. Steve, able to slow the match down to a snail's pace if he has to, and it looks like iRefuse is just in his comfort zone when he's doing exactly that.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's looked very comfortable when the match is played at that slower pace. Because, again, you can just opt to sit back and get your resources in order. Crazy combo right there. Added with the wild. Absolutely bonkers.
Oh, off the wall, but Adi not as ready for it as a Steve player might have been. Pops out B out of shield either way. You see him escape to center stage using the minecart. Drops the anvil just for safekeeping. Oh, and flying right in off the cart.
It's so crazy. That move is such a great burst option in closed space. And, force Adi to adjust. Again, trying to, generate some sort of approach on top of these platforms here to get in, but having a rough time doing so. We're still keeping it close, though. That's all you can really ask for in these sort of scenarios.
Kuba, I think this match is actually in danger of going to time. We've got 3 minutes remaining, 2 stocks, toward the end, of course, of this one. But once one of these guys respawns, I would not be surprised to see them play ultra patiently and just look to drag this one on and win by virtue of the timer.
Yeah, judging by how long that first stock went, both players, nearing the 150s, it would not surprise me otherwise. But, we'll see. Again, both these characters do have the added option of the burst. But I agree. We're getting near that 230 mark. I think by the time we get to the final stock, we're probably looking at maybe the 130 mark. So, hold on to your hats. Hope you guys brought popcorn. But the back air will convert right there. So Adi, despite not looking super comfortable, finds himself with a lead here.
Yeah, if I'm Adi, although intuition would say you should camp with the lead here, I might just want to rush Steve down so that even if I do lose this stock, I've got so much extra credit that I can't possibly lose to the timeout. Oh, and doesn't manage to accomplish too much. Only 32. One string from Steve could double that.
That angle that you guys said that was absolutely gnarly, too. It really speaks for how strong the diamond weapons are. Oh, my God. I thought that was going to be it.
Now until no fair afterward, that move is so dangerous at the ledge. Active forever. Actually positive on block. as well.
Yeah, Cloud's forward air spike walked so that Steve's could run. So
that is true.
Yeah.
So fast for no reason. Clouds is, I think, frame 18.
Yeah, it paid good money for it, baby.
Yeah, in the last game, we paid good money for Cloud. What happened to that?
It's like an iOS update. They force you to buy the newer one.
Right. Planned obsolescence. Okay.
Ooh.
Hopping out of the cart at the last second. And we've got such a tight race here. 2% separating them with a minute on the clock. I don't know. Is this going to time? I'm not 100% sure.
We're cutting it pretty close.
It would be near. It'd be the first one of the tour here.
Yeah, no, that's true. But it is Adi that has broken through for the time being. Has himself a nice little lead here. So let's see if iRefuse will put the brakes on things. And now you might start seeing scenarios where, Adi starts camping with the lead, just getting their pot shots in wherever they can. But, not on the cards right now as they traded leads once again. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that forward smash not only was hilarious, but also took him out of the lead. And now it's Adi leading by 30. You got 30 seconds to close this one out. Steve on the chase. This is bound to, at the very least, look kind of funny. But I think, yeah, Adi's running it at this point. He's got to do it. It's hard to time Steve out when each of the diamond hits does like 20 damage. But
yeah, and especially you have such a great burst option in the minecart to be able to close space. So you see, yep, we got less than 10 seconds left. Oh no, is that it?
No way. Oh, dude, taking to the skies to charge his limit to burn some time, and with 7 seconds on the clock, we see iRefuse pop the diamond back air so much. Knockback closes out the set 3-1 in his favor. Oh man, I felt pain in my soul from that one.
I'll drink to you, buddy. That was wow. That is a heartbreaking, turn of events right there. I think there's being timed out definitely isn't a great feeling, but being on the verge of winning from a timeout and then losing on a strong hit is it's one of the worst feelings in Smash, man. And that, like you mentioned it, the diamond weapons are so powerful. In Steve's arsenal.